Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Quick reminder to check out this week's Mortar Pod, our video podcast, and also check out this week's SeemsGoodMagic card giveaway. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and doing a Swiss Theros block draft. Our rare is Harness by Force. I think this card's great. Definitely worthy of a first pick. Nightmarish End definitely seems playable. Agent, not as much, but there are some... I think most of the time you're not going to want to pay 4 mana for a 2/2, but there are times where exiling your opponent's graveyard actually does something. Feast of Dreams, good removal. Oakheart Dryads is fine. Unblockable Dude is good. Hoplite, good. Mastiff I like a lot. Lampads, quite a few good cards in here in general. Even Obstinacy and Disciple are probably playable. But I'm just going to open it up with the Active Treason plus 2 to 3 Active Treason. Seems pretty good. Follow-up pick. Well, let's see. Bloodcrazed Hoplite is a good heroic creature. I definitely think its second ability is relevant. Removing your opponent's creatures +1/+1 counters, I think is good. Armament of Nyx is a cool card. Oppressive Rays. I think this card's actually really good. Pensive Minotaur's on color, but it's just not very exciting of a second pick. I think I'm going to take the Hoplite. I'm okay with black-red in general. And if I go black-red, having a heroic guy is going to be definitely good. Otherwise, Sigiled Starfish is a very good card as well. But I think I'm going to like Hoplite more alongside my first pick. So let's take the Hoplite. See what's open. Alright, we've got another Hoplite here, but we also have Brain Maggot, which is, in my opinion, a fantastic card, since it not only gives you information about what your opponent has, but also lets you take a card, as well as triggering Constellation. Very good card. So I think we're going to take the Brain Maggot. Hubris, also good. Another unblockable blue dude. I like the Lampads. Definitely like Mastiff a lot in this format, even though it's pricey on the top end. Yeah, I like Maggot more than Hoplite, for sure. Let's take that. Okay. So, a third Mastiff. Could be whites open. Aspect of Gorgon is a good card. Makes this guy huge. I'm okay with picking Aspect, but I don't know. Flame Speaker's Will, too. I think this card's pretty good. I think Aspect's better, though. I think it's worth paying 2 extra mana to get a Death Touch, and I think. But maybe not for aggro. Maybe aggressive decks would rather have the 1 mana Heroic Enabler. It's just not a very exciting pick, but certainly fine. I think I'm going to take the Aspect just because it's better, I think, in most situations. Mostly if I don't end up in red. Nyx Infusion. Come to like that card a lot. Gluttonous Cyclops is fine. Flurry of Horns is actually kind of good. If I end up red-black, Flurry of Horns would be a really good card. If I get any Kragma Warcallers. I think it's going to be more difficult to make a Minotaur deck work in this format, because you only get 1 pack to get the Kragma Warcaller or the Rage Blood Shaman. Seems like triple Theros was probably the best for that. Although, I mean, you got a couple out of Born of the Gods. I mean, you can make the Minotaur deck work. I just think Kragma Warcaller is kind of the linchpin, kind of the one that really makes that deck powerful. Let's take Nyx Infusion. I just really like the versatility of this card. Okay, so now we can take Spite of Mogus. Oh, I don't even remember this card. All right. Well, currently, that's not looking that good. I could take a second Aspect of Gorgon. Maybe for diversity's sake, I want to take the Flame Speaker's Will. Crow and Mastiffs are still going around, so maybe it's time to start hopping into white. Neither of these cards are super exciting, and Mastiff locking dudes down, I think, can be really good. Could also take the Nyx Weaver. This guy's certainly not bad, but yeah, I guess let's take the Weaver. Let's try him out. I think he's interesting. Get to return dudes to your hand. Cast into Darkness, I think, is actually a good card. I'm going to take it. I think this card's actually really good. I like it. Nature's Panoply is a good trick. Harvest Guard, Alceids is totally playable. More Triton Shorestalkers. Maybe we're jumping into blue soon. For now, I'm just sticking to black until I'm 100% sure what's going on. Well, that's a late Starfall. It's a good reason to stay red. Cruel Feeding's fine too. Desperate Stand's cool. Let's take the Starfall. Okay. Can take the Lampads here. I like it. Making guys unblockable is good. Alright, some red stuff wheeled. That's a good sign. We'll take the Pensive Minotaur. That's good on the wheel. Let's attempt to make this red-black thing work. Alright, second Dreadbringer Lampads. I'm okay with that. These Shorestalkers really shouldn't be going round and round like that, I don't think. Card's pretty good. We can take the Flame Speaker's Will now, or we could take the thing that punishes when you scry, but currently have 0 scry, so let's go with the Will. Alright, neither of these cards very exciting. Guess we'll take that. Oppressive Raise, I don't think should go that late. I feel like if you're red-white aggro or something, Oppressive Raise is a pretty amazing card. Lets you do some nasty, cheap removal. And a Swamp. Alright. So we're on to the Born pack. We're definitely black. And we're likely red. Ooh, Herald of Torment. That's a good open. We also have Bolt of Keranos, which I would have liked to have taken, but we're going to take the Herald. This guy's great. Super strong card. Don't think we're going to table a Bolt of Keranos, unfortunately, but that's alright. Usually I take removal over creatures, but in the case of Herald, that goes right out the window. Alright. Now I think pretty easily just Bioblight. Got some good blue cards being passed. Not too much red that I'm interested in, but definitely some good blue in here. Easily taking Bioblight. Okay, so we've got some good red and black choices here. Currently only have 6 creatures, which makes the Reveler look a bit more appealing. But Rise to Challenge is a good trick. And Pinnacle of Rage is actually a good removal spell. I think I want the Pinnacle. I think you can do some really nasty stuff with this card, including kill your opponent. Hopefully we wheel the Reveler or the Rise to the Challenge. That'd be nice. Wow, got a Searing Blood. I'm going to take that over the Kragma Butcher and the Thunder Brute and the Ragemonger and the Fearsome Temper. Plenty of good cards all around, but yeah, we're going to go for the removal despite the color intensity. I'm fine with that. Alright, well, there's another Pinnacle of Rage, but I don't know if I'm feeling that. There's also Marshmist Titan, since we're mostly black. And we have like random enchantments that are good with them too. The Marshmist Titan does seem good. However, the Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass kind of has my eye, since we don't have a 4-mana spell. I do think the Marshmist Titan is going to end up being better for this deck. But it's hard to argue the Cyclops with an aspect of Gorgon. Turns into, what, a 6/5? That's huge. With Dreadbringer, it becomes unblockable. I think Cyclops works better with the cards we currently have, but Marshmist Titan also would work very well in this deck. Maybe we wheel it, who knows. I don't know how high people value it these days. I typically like Bestow more than Tricks, and I don't think that this is an exception. Nyxborn Eidolon's a great card because it's so versatile. Early creature if you need it to trade with something, but late game enables your Heroic and Constellation and makes the guy big. Hard to argue. Alright, well, take an Asphyxiate, that's pretty easy. Could also take an Eidolon, but Asphyxiate's just hard removal, which I like, so I think we're just going to take that. Alright, Shrike Harpy. Not the most amazing 5-drop, but certainly playable. Can do things. Alright, got a Marshmist Titan here. We're going to take that over the Fellhide Brawler. I do want 2 drops, but Marshmist Titan, like I said, is actually really good in this deck. I guess Weight of the Underworld fits the curve a little bit more. I just don't like Sunchaser all that much. I mean, we probably have a few things we can do to make it good, but just not a fan of this card. I think there's better. Same goes for Weight, but in the case of Weight, it actually has a sideboard application at the very least. I don't know. I've played Weight of the Underworld before. It's fine. It's certainly not the worst removal spell. All right, so we can take Grisly Transformation, which is good. We can also take Drifters though, which fits our curve and gives us another creature. I don't like the Drifters all that much though. Don't really need either of these. I think we'll take the Transformation. I'm hoping I can just do better than that guy. All right, Ragemonger. What do you know? On color, perfectly fine in this deck. We already have a Pensive Minotaur and any other ones? All right, second Marshmist. I don't know if I'll play 2 of those. Seems a bit greedy. I just think we are definitely more black than red, but playing 2 Marshmists is probably unnecessary. But for now, I'd probably be willing to play them both over. Oh, we ended up getting a Grisly Transformation anyway. All right. Cuts I'd like to make from the main deck are these guys for sure. Probably the Grizzlies we don't need. Or at least they're better sideboard. Wow. Labyrinth Champ. That guy's pretty awesome. There's also Blood Toll Harpy or Deal of Perforos, which is one of the best ones. Easily taken Lab Champ. We've already got, what, Flame Speaker's Will, Eidolon, Aspect, Herald. Maybe that's it. But still, it's enough for me. And we still have to do this whole pack anyway, so. Alright, so this is 23. So now everything is going to be strictly to upgrade if necessary. Okay, so we can take Satyr Rambler since we only have 13 creatures. I would like to get to 15. So I presume the first cut is either the Flame Speaker's Will or the Aspect of Gorgon. Or one of the Marshmist Titans, probably. More likely that. Kind of feels like this deck needs a Rambler just because we're still a little bit short on creatures. The only thing we're really passing are the Peak Eruption, Dark Betrayal, and Dragon Mantle. All of which are good, but I kind of feel like currently the deck just needs to make sure that we have enough creatures. So I think I'm going to take the Rambler. Titan Strength's a fantastic card. There's also Skull Cleaver. Reaper of the Wilds would be good if we were green. Fellhide Minotaur gets cheaper, but not a big deal. I mean, I'd take Skull Cleaver over it anyway. Yeah, I think we're just taking Titan Strength. I love this card. Just an amazing card in this format. Alright, easily Erebus's Emissary over the second Rambler. Okay, we can play Read the Bones. Can also sideboard Peak Eruption. We don't need the Portent because we already have Harness by Force, so let's take the Read the Bones. I like card draw. Wow. Wow. Got some real choices here. I mean, where to begin? Titan Strength, Coordinated Assault, Boon. Coordinated Assault would work better if we had more than... I don't know. I think I still want the Titan Strength. I know this does more for Heroic, but... I don't know. This is like a one-mana burn spell almost, you know? That's the way I see it. Yeah, I think we're just going to take the Strength. Jeez. You're just going to give me all the Titan Strength? Could also take the Raider, but at this point I got 15 creatures. I guess let's just go. I don't even think I've had that many Titan Strengths before. That's actually like just too insane to pass up. Let's take a Sable just in case I want to cut some of my... I mean, at this point I think I'm going to cut some of my late game. Presumably. If I need to. Because we don't need double Marshmist Titan. Alright, got a Blood Toll Harpy on the wheel, which is great news. This is a really good card for our deck. I don't think we're going to play Scourgemark. We already have so much non-creature spells going on. I think I'm just going to take the Peak Eruption for the sideboard. I absolutely love that card out of side. I've definitely won matches solely because of Peak Eruption. Let's see here. None of these cards really matter. I guess Vulpine Goliath could be a big deal, but I'd like to steal it or asphyxiate it. Let's just take a Witch's Eye then, fine. Alright, Rambler on the wheel. We'll take it. I don't think we need it, but Rambler tends to be pretty damn good with Titan Strength. Hate that from somebody. Take the Oak Docks. Alright. So we've got a good looking deck. Good removal. Good late game. Good early game. Like we don't need to do the Sable anymore. I still like Cast into Darkness in this deck quite a bit. Getting rid of a blocker is huge. Alright. I don't think we need that. Definitely playing these. Let's put in the Ramblers. Taking that. Alright. I don't know if we're going to play Pinnacle, even though I took it relatively early. I don't think it's in the cards for this deck. Neither is Aspect. I don't think we need that. Don't need these. Still want this. Probably want these. Don't need that. One of these, maybe. This is 15 creatures. Separate out our spells versus creatures. Alright, let's cut the Pinnacle. Let's, do I want to go to 14 creatures? I kind of don't, but I just don't think he's necessary in here. Like, I'd rather do the Lampads because we have how many? Let's count our enchantment permanents. So we have 1, 2, this thing's more like a 5-drop, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's pretty good. That's definitely enough to make these guys pretty useful, I think. They're going to be a good method for us to get in late game. Our removal suit just looks really good. I do have to cut 2 spells, though. So let's cut the Read the Bones. As much as I like drawing cards, I think in this case I'll be okay. Do I try 16 lands again? Well, we're color intensive, which makes that slightly more dangerous. But then again, we top out at what, 5? I guess we do have 4 5-drops. Vast majority of our deck is 1, 2, 3 though. 5 creatures at 2, 3 creatures at 3. Our huge mana sinks are really just harnessed by force. Right? Is that our only strive spell? I think so. So, yeah, I mean, this actually does feel like a 16 land deck. 4 5-drops, and the rest are pretty cheap. Let's look at our color symbols. I'm probably going to just, yeah, I think we're just going to do an even split. And they say the same thing. Yeah, I don't think I want to do 17 lands with this deck. It might be wrong, but I don't know. I just feel like we have a lack of stuff to put mana into in this deck. And we just have a pretty good balance of creatures, cheap creatures, and removal and pumps. I just like it. I think it looks good. All right. Yeah, it's a powerful deck, I think. If we get some good distributions, I could see this deck crushing for sure. All right. I'll see you in round 1.